Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Members of two Native American tribes coming together today to support a fight for federal recognition.
The Oneida Nation welcoming them from California as they travel across the United States to Washington, D.C. as part of what they call the Trail of Truth. Emily Beyer spoke with both tribes and shares their fight for recognition.
This Trail of Truth is that we are still at war with the American government. California Indian wars have never ended for us.
At present, there are 574 federally recognized Native American tribes. The Muwekma Ohlone tribe is not one of them.
And so we've been visiting all the indigenous communities who invite us in and welcome us in, who support our efforts to get recognition, to get our acknowledgement, our very acknowledgement, our existence acknowledged. That's what this is about.
They have rich origins and connection to several areas out west, but now are primarily in 6 counties in California with roughly 600 members.
That's their homelands. That's the lands that their ancestors, they were born, raised there. Their bones are buried in that land. So for that tribe to get federal recognition is very important. That's their identity. That's who they are.
The Muwekma Ohlone telling us the gentrification of their people has been ongoing since the 1800s.
The point of pretty extreme genocide was when the American period happened in 1848. The first governor, Peter Burnett, passed a policy of an extermination on all the Indians in California. He passed $5 a scalp.
For the past 2 months, they've traveled across the United States, stopping so far in 25 indigenous communities, riding horseback with fellow tribes to bring attention and action to their mission. The Oneida tribe welcoming the Muwekma Ohlone with opening arms, riding today in solidarity.
It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling because we're walking up them in a way that is meaningful to them. For Native people, indigenous people, we're all connected. So we're connected. That's like our brothers. They're struggling.
This recognition comes with a lot at stake, including federal funding for health care, housing, and education, among many others. The Muwekma Ohlone tribe saying this support means more than many can understand.
It's hard, so heartfelt. This is how we should behave. We should be caring and loving and open arms and supporting each other in our efforts, whatever that looks like. So I feel the love, and I feel that they care about, even if it's just recognition for our tribe, but it's supporting each other in all our issues. This is just one of the issues, right? So I feel the love and the welcoming, and so grateful for it.
The Muwekma Ohlone tribe will visit for a couple of days with the Oneida Nation until they make their way to the Menominee tribe next week. In Oneida, Emily Beyer, Action 2 News.